Occasionally, it might not play out that way, but hopefully, I kind of got that point across to you guys that everything that people are playing and folding is not relevant to your hands. They're taking cards out of the deck. That when he's playing Ace King, that guy's playing Ace Queen, and that guy's playing King Jack. They all have each other dominated in some way. Well, the ace, yeah, they all have each other dominant in some ways. They're taking their cards, they're taking their chances of landing an ace pair. There's two guys with aces, there's only two aces left. There's two guys with kings, there's only two kings left. Their straight is very slim because this guy's got a king and a jack, the other's got an ace and a king, the other guy's got an ace and a queen. They're taking their straight possibilities away, and it really makes them a little bit harder for them to make a hand. Like I said, your odds aren't going up 25%, but say, like I said, there's 50 cards left in the deck that you don't know of. Generally, hands are going to play against. He's going to have the people you're going against, whether it be one or two people, that's four cards. People who fold, that's maybe six or eight. And maybe only one card out of those, like 16 cards folded or 14 cards folded, maybe pertain to your hand. Like, that might be a 7 or an 8. But again, you're not necessarily going for a pair with these hands. But you can. Like I said, when people are folding other hands like that and playing that, it's very easy with a hand like this to flop three of a kind. I mean, it's not common. Like I said, don't bet on it. But you guys all know those random boards that just don't seem to connect when you have ace king. The flop you raise and everything, it's heads up, and then the flop comes. 6-6-9 or something, or 6-6-10, or 6-6 jack, 7-7-10, 7-7 king. Something like that. When you're playing these cards, there's a good chance to do that because again, the cards that you're playing are generally not taken up in the deck. People are folding extreme high and extreme low card combinations, extreme low, and people are playing extreme high. So the cards you need to make your hand are still in the deck and are still going to give you a chance to make your straight or land two pair. It's very hard to put you guys on this hand too. The flop comes 8-7 king and the guy's got ace king. There's no way he's ever going to think he's behind, but here I am, playing a half decent hand. Again, these cards are just going to come up a little more than often. I'm not saying like 25% boost, but like I said, folding like 14 cards folded and there was 50 before, maybe I would say like maybe two or three of those cards at most really like block your hand. If I was including like a 9 would be blocking my hand and a 6, it'd be blocking some of my outs to my straight draw. Well, I don't draw yet before the flop, but it'll be blocking some of them. Maybe only 3 or 4 really pertain to your hand that are stopping you, and the other cards are taken out of the deck. They're not playing them, so you have a better chance of a 9-10 flop coming up, or flopping a straight. A 5-6 flop coming up. You have an open-ended straight draw. Maybe you make it on the turn. There's just a lot of cards still left in the deck that people that nobody really has. Because, like I said, for the 15th time, I just want to repeat it. People are folding extreme low, extreme high, two really bad cards, two extreme lows, and playing two extreme highs. So this card has so many outs. These cards, this combination of cards, has so many outs to make your hand that it's a super, super dangerous hand. For that reason alone, I pretty much play suited connectors. Like I said, that's the number 2 reason. If I had to summarize that whole 8-minute, very wide topic speech, is that there's many ways to make your hand with this kind of connection. I obviously just talked about ways to make your straight, like your 2 pair, or maybe you get lucky and flop trips. There's no way to know if you're going to make your flush. There's no way to know if people are folding a certain suit. No suit is folded more than others, just based on randomness. But certain cards, number cards, are folded more than others, or played more than others, like I said. When they're holding their cards, it's going to be hard for them to make their pairs, hard for them to make their straights. This hand can win many times against a one-on-one player if I'm playing suited connectors, or when I'm in a pot of 9 people. I'm just calling the blind. This is definitely never a hand you should fold to just a blind unless you're like super short stack in a tournament and you're waiting for some kind of ace or some kind of high pocket pair. You should almost always call the blind with this just to see those first 3 cards. There's so many possibilities that can come out. 2 clubs, 9-6, 5-6, 7-7, 3 flop. You flop trips, check it down, maybe get someone to bluff at it. So many more possibilities than something that has ace king. Let's just say I had ace king again. Do not get me mixed up. Hopefully you guys are smart enough to understand. Ace king is better. Ace king suited, ace king of clubs is better than 7-8 of clubs. Every time you'd rather have that hand. But the possibilities in this hand, not knowing what he has and calling a min raise and your chance to win the pot with a hand that's very disguised like this is definitely worth it for me. I can't give you like exact percentages like, oh, it boosts your chance of winning the hand by 9%. But like I said, cards that you need are still in the deck. People are folding and playing cards that you don't really need that aren't relevant to making your hand. So it's a very good combination, a very powerful combination when you make your hand. It's very hard for people to put you on a hand. Somebody's not going to be intimidated by a board, especially if I call a min raise or maybe even a 3-time raise with 7-8 suited, and the flop comes something like 7-7 king, and he has ace king. He's never, or say he has ace queen. So I've used ace king too many times, and the flop comes, 7-7 ace or 7-7 queen. He's going to think he has the best hand 95% of the time, and that's when he'll definitely see bet if he's betting first. So you're sitting there like, thank you, those are my chips right there. You can either call him, try and set a trap, or raise him. That just goes into a whole different scenario. Which, by the way, a little side topic here as well. I'll try and I'm pretty much coming to a close on all like the main topics of Texas Hold'em. Pretty soon I'm going to be doing videos, I believe, that are going to just like how to play certain hands. Certain like high pocket pairs will probably be one group. Like aces through jacks. How to play like ace king suited or something. How you should just play certain hands when when a certain flop comes out, and just certain scenarios, because there's no better experience, like I said, than having a hand and seeing as many flops as you can with it and what your opponents do and what your opponents bet. So anyways, that's probably going to be the next videos. Those were side topics, obviously. But that's the power of suited connectors. You just have a lot of outs to your hands, and you can never really get in too much trouble with it, because you never should be calling all in with it. But like I said, you can always call if someone shoves all in when they land their king pair, and you have like a straight flush draw, open-ended straight flush draw. You're playing 7 of clubs, and the flop comes, 5-6 of clubs. Like queen of hearts or something. You have over. If you're one-on-one, you're actually favored to win that hand, even though you don't have a made hand. Your equity, I think, is 51%. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. It might be less than 50, but if there's already a large amount in the pot, like I said, going back to pot odds, if some guy's going to shove all in on you, and it's going to be worth your call most of the time. A straight, open-ended straight flush is a very deadly hand. And even though it's not a made hand, like I said, I think you have over 50% equity in the pot to win the pot. 'Cause there's so many outs you have. Any club will usually make you the best hand. Any, what did I say, 6 or 5 through 8 I have right now. Any 9 or 4, and a 9 of clubs or 4 of clubs gives you the stone cold nuts. So that's just a huge equity hand. So suited connectors just have a ton of benefits. I think they're worth playing for sure. That's the video on suited connectors. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did. Comment if you want me to do, or if you have an interesting topic. Because I'm, to be honest, running out of some right now. That's why I said I'm going to go into videos with like how to play certain hands. How exactly to play pocket aces. Which there's not one exact way to play them. You can trap with them. You could not say you have pocket aces, but make a big raise and people might understand you have a powerful hand. There's just certain situations you gotta do certain things, whether depending on your opponent. But that's why I'm kind of leaning towards making those videos. I don't know exactly what hand I'm gonna do first, but so like I said, if you guys have a topic that you're confused about or you would like to know percentages about, post in the comments. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. So thanks for watching.